Hadley Arcus. Building on his work, I think we need to keep planting flags in the law, small changes that raise questions about abortion. People who consider themselves pro-choice don't agree with us on everything, but many agree that we should stop taxpayer funding of abortion. That's a flag. Many agree that we should require parental notification. Another flag. Many agree that we need to restore the Mexico City policy. That's one more flag. Even if we can't agree on the final step, we can work with them on a few concrete steps. We can raise doubts, and we can end up saving some lives. Such painstaking work can be tiring. It can get frustrating. The give and take of legislation usually is. But we cannot let up. And we have to recognize opportunity for what it is. Take my friend, former Congressman Bob Dole of Illinois. Here's a pro-choice Republican, yet he voted with us to stop Obamacare from covering abortion. He voted with us to allow doctors to refuse to perform abortions on conscience grounds. Last year, he lost. He lost to a Democrat who today is another down-the-line pro-choice stalwart in the House. Dole was an ally of ours, of our cause, and we need to work with others like him. You know, by the way, labels, they can be kind of misleading. A pro-choice Republican senator from Massachusetts nearly derailed Obamacare just by being elected. But a pro-life Democratic congressman from Michigan delivered the votes that passed it into law. The SBA list needs to help elect as many pro-life leaders as possible and then work with people of all beliefs to pass pro-life legislation. We cannot abandon the legislative agenda or Washington to the pro-choice extremists, because good legislation, it's going to help us change hearts and minds. That's our goal. We've got work to do. But we need to show the country that our mission isn't just to protect life, but to improve it. We have to remind people that concern for the poor does not demand faith in big government. It demands something much more from all of us. The poor and the powerless, they need a helping hand. We need to show that we're ready to offer it. They need more than a check in the mail. They need a loving family. They need a supporting neighborhood. They need a vibrant community. Those experiences of providing for their families, of being part of something, they're what we all need. And when we speak to those needs, because just as we see the worth of every human life, we see the potential of every human being. Government can't create that potential. Government can't confer dignity, but it can protect it. We want government to treat us all equally, to protect our natural rights. We want government to make room for our communities to grow so that our families have room to thrive. That's the vision that we need to articulate. We see a country where families are strong, where the economy is growing, and where women have real choices between good schools, good jobs, and great opportunities. We want to turn this vision into a reality. And you know what? You already are. Pro-life groups sponsor around 2,500 crisis pregnancy centers all around this country. That's more than the number of abortion clinics in America at this time. It's an amazing story that needs to be told. Many of these centers rely on donations from people like yourself. Jen and I, we give every single year. These centers serve about 2 million people a year. They offer adoption services, testing and treatment for STDs, ultrasounds, parenting classes, counseling. You're not just protecting the innocent, you're helping the needy. In your churches and in your charity groups, like the Gabriel Network, like Project Rachel. Take, for example, the Manhattan Bible Church. For 40 years, they've run a soup kitchen and an elementary school for poor children. It has fed over 1 million people and taught 90,000 students. Its members have adopted hundreds of children and counseled hundreds of drug addicts. This one church operated 40 ministries to the least among us with no cost to the federal government at all. That's civil society. That's solidarity. That's people looking out for one another. That's people reviving their culture and their community. You know, maybe the reason that we don't talk about these stories is because we're so used to them. But if we want to recapture the human center, we need to do this. These are what we think of when we think of the pro-life movement. We need to spread the news. By working with people of all beliefs, we can show the good work that you're doing, and we can win allies. That's how you bring people into the fold. First, you respect their views. Then, you politely encourage them to change their views. These stories are the best advertisement for the pro-life movement. They're the best way to reclaim the human center of this debate. I got to tell you, as a Catholic, Pope Francis told this story in less than 2 weeks to the entire world. But these things, but they can be undone in an instant by a careless remark or by an ugly sign. Yes, our side is held to a higher standard, but we've bound ourselves to a higher standard. The right to life, it's a higher standard, and it's one that we all need to be very, very proud of. We will persevere. Thank you very much. God bless you.